Welcome, Pokemon fans, to Pokemon Gold and Silver Jeopardy. I am your host, Shayne, and today, before we even get into the categories, let's go over some of the rules. So if you want to pause the video or look up an answer, that's completely fine because either way, I'm really not going to know the difference. And be sure to comment how well you did in today's game. First up, we have Around the Region. We have everything to do with the region of Johto. Next up is one of my favorite categories, Pokédex entries. I'm going to read you an entry from a Pokemon. You have to tell me which Pokemon that is. Next up, we have Silver. Yes, your rival Silver in Pokemon Gold and Silver. Next up is Legendaries. Everything to do with the legendary Pokemon in Gold and Silver. And last but not least, we have the Elite Four. Everything to do with the Elite Four in Pokemon Gold and Silver. So let's not mess around. Let's jump into Around the Region for 200. What is the name of the new region introduced in Pokemon Gold and Silver? And you are completely correct if you said Johto. Now, Pokemon entries for 200. It is timid and always curls itself up in a ball. If attacked, it flares up its back for protection. It usually stays hunched over. If it is angry or surprised, it shoots flames out of its back. And you are correct if you said Cyndaquil. Now, Silver for 200. How does Silver get his starter Pokemon? And you are correct if you said that he stole it. First up in Legendaries in 200. What legendary beast/dog is a fire type? And you are correct if you said Entei. Now, last up in the 200s in the Elite Four, who is the Pokemon League champion in Gold and Silver? And you are correct if you said Lance. Now, Around the Region for 400. Which Pokemon can be found in the Lake of Rage and is many players' first quote-unquote shiny Pokemon? You are 100% correct if you said the red Gyarados. Now, Pokédex entries for 400. This Pokemon gather at times and appear to dance. They say that the dance is a ritual to summon the sun, plentiful in the tropics. When it dances, its petals rub together and makes a pleasant ringing sound. You are 100% correct if you said Blossom. Now, your rival Silver for 400. What is the location of the first battle between the player and Silver? And you are correct if you said Cherry Grove City. Now, Legendaries for 400. Which legendary Pokemon resurrected the legendary beasts Raikou, Suicune, and Entei? You are 100% correct if you said Ho-Oh. Now, Elite Four for 400. What is Karen's ace or signature Pokemon? You are correct if you said Houndoom. Now, Around the Region for 600. What is the name of the man who turns apricorns into Pokeballs? You are correct if you said Kurt. Now, Pokédex entries for 600. Its entire body is shielded by a steel hard shell. What lurks inside the armor is a total mystery. It remains immovably rooted to its tree. It scatters pieces of its hard shell to drive its enemies away. You are correct if you said Fortress. Now, silver for 600. Besides his starter, what other Pokemon did Silver steal? You are correct if you said Sneasel. Now, legendaries for 600. What level are Raikou, Suicune, and Entei when the player tries to catch them? You are correct if you said level 40. Now, Elite Four at 600. Which Elite Four member was once the gym leader of Fuchsia City? You are correct if you said Koga. Around the region for 800. What is the location of the bug catching contest held on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays? You are correct if you said the National Park. Pokédex entries at 800. When agitated, this Pokemon protects itself by spraying poisonous sweat from its pores. When darkness falls, the rings on the body begin to glow, which strikes fear in the hearts of anyone nearby. You are correct if you said Umbreon. Now, silver for 800. Where can the player battle Silver on Mondays and Wednesdays after the player defeats him at the Indigo Plateau? Now, this is kind of a trick question. The answer is the Indigo Plateau. Now, legendaries for 800. What item must the player get before they can capture Lugia in the Whirl Islands? That item is the Silver Wing. Now, Elite Four at 800. What Pokemon on Bruno's team is not a fighting type? You are 100% correct if you said Onix. Now, cue the music because this is when it gets difficult. Around the region for 1000. When Professor Oak is introducing the player to the world of Pokemon in the introduction to the games Gold and Silver, what Pokemon does he use as an example of a Pokemon? You are 100% correct if you said Meryl. Now, Pokédex entries for 1000. Because the long hair all over its body obscures its sight, it just keeps charging repeatedly. If it charges at an enemy, the hairs on its back stand up straight. It is very sensitive to sound. You were correct if you said Piloswine, or Piloswine, however you want to pronounce it. Now silver for 1000. Which of Silver's Pokemon has the move Mean Look? You are 100% correct if you said Gengar, and I will also accept Haunter. Now, legendaries for 1000. In Pokemon Gold, the player receives the Rainbow Wing from Team Rocket in Goldenrod City. But where is it located in Pokemon Silver? You are correct if you said the Old Man in Pewter City. Now, Elite Four for 1000. Which Pokemon does Elite Four member Will have two of? you are correct if you said he had 2 Zatus. Now this brings us to our final Jeopardy question. Please add up all of your points and wager whatever you would like to bet on this question. So how this question works, for everyone who doesn't know, you make a wager of however many points you want to wager. If you get the question right, you get that amount. But if you don't get it right, you lose that amount. So take that into consideration, because this final Jeopardy question is all about New Bark Town. I will give you a few seconds here to count up your points and make your wagers. Okay, time's up. Here is the final Jeopardy question for this game. What was the original name of New Bark Town, which is now the title for this legendary video game series? And you are 100% correct if you said Silent Hill. If you enjoyed yourself here, feel free to subscribe, because I'm going to do a lot more games just like this, maybe more Pokemon stuff. What do you guys want to do? And also share this video with a friend, you know, just for bragging rights. See who knows Pokemon Gold and Silver better. And above all, good night, stay safe, and happy gaming. Good night, everybody!